Hey Han, I'm Chloe and this is the Attitude tutorial. My mission is to share my passion for pole dancing and make pole dancing easy to learn and accessible. This is the 15th video of the beginner pole trick tutorial series. In order to maximize your training out of all the videos, I highly suggest you to start from the very first video of this playlist, as the videos will be a progression of the trick before. The Attitude could also be named Sunwheel or Sundial depending on where you're from. This is a really cute trick. I am super fond of this one, so we shall break this down. This video is mirrored for your ease of learning. I'll also have a red wristband on my right wrist and my right ankle to indicate the right side of my body if you do get confused of the directions. This trick tutorial is created for you for informational and educational purposes only, and for you to enjoy learning pole dancing from the comfort of your own home. Please participate at your own risk and don't work beyond your capability, and seek help or spotting when necessary. For any health concerns, please make sure to seek professional medical advice. Please also make sure you warm up your body before you start this video. I also have a warm-up playlist depending on your level under the playlist warm up so that you can try before you do the tricks. If you enjoy this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know to create more of these kinds of videos, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet so that you are notified every single week I upload a video. If you're looking to further your pole journey and combining tricks and dance together, then consider signing up for my online learning platform, Pole Art Vault, where we put all the tricks together into a combo and learning an entire routine with combos and dance together. You can find the link in the description below for further information. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get into the Attitude tutorial. Now, let's go through our conditioning for today. So with our conditioning today, we are going to do our split grip kickbacks. This is going to help you with your attitude today. So you're going to come onto your toes on the left side of the pole. Inside hand comes nice and high, making sure that you can see your wrist from this angle. Outside hand comes right underneath your chest, making sure that you create that 90-degree angle with your arm. You're going to squeeze your armpit in, pushing that pole away with your bottom hand, pulling in your top hand. From here, you're going to kick your inside leg, so your inside knee back, and then kick back, and then coming down. Kick back and then coming down. Now when you're doing this one, make sure that you can feel that squeeze in your butt and also in your hamstring. Now let's do 6 kickbacks on one side. Now when you're kicking it back, make sure that you kick it back nice and high. Alrighty. So we've done 2, so we're gonna do 4 more. We got 4, 3, 2, and last one. Well done. All right, onto your other side. We're gonna do 6 on this side as well. Inside hand nice and high, outside hand comes across your chest, squeezing your armpit in. Bring your inside knee up and then kick it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Well done. That is conditioning done on both sides. Now, let us get into our attitude or sunwheel or sundial, depending on where you are. Now, with this particular trick, you can try it on spin or static, whichever you like. Mine is on spin. So this is what an attitude looks like. Alrighty, let's break down the attitude on a spin pole. And then from there, I shall explain to you how to do it on a static as well. So let's try our leg positioning on the floor before we get too confused. So you're going to come onto the floor, sitting on the floor. Let's start from our left side of the pole. Now, your outside ankle comes in front of the pole, and then making sure that the back of your ankle is attached to the pole. Baby, I'm gonna have to Move you a teeny bit. There we go. And then from there, making sure that your knee is facing out. Your back leg or your inside leg goes behind the pole and then creating this sort of S shape with your leg. So making sure that your knees and ankles are both all facing out at the same direction. Inside hand up, outside and across. And there is your attitude from a seated position. So let's try it on the other side. So you're going to come onto the right side of the pole, your outside ankle in front of the pole, inside leg behind, making sure that both of your knees are facing out at an angle, inside and up, outside and across. Now, make sure that when you're in this position that your knees are not attached to each other, bringing your inside leg all the way backwards so that you've got a gap and then creating this S shape with your legs. Now, there is your attitude from a seated position. Let's try it from a standing position. So, I'll give you two options for entry. One is a harder version, which I'd prefer you to work towards, and then there's going to be a regression. Let's start off with our regular version and then work on our regression after. So you're going to have your inside and up, outside and across as always, making sure that you can see the face of your imaginary watch or actual face of your watch, and then pulling your shoulder back and down. Outside hand comes into your 90-degree angle position, squeezing your armpit in. Now from here, you're going to swing your outside leg all the way around and then attaching your ankle onto the pole. Now make sure when you're attaching your ankle onto the pole that your knee is facing out. So you're gonna swing it around, ankle on the pole, and then you're gonna kick your leg back, and there's the attitude. So, outside leg swings around, attaching your ankle, kicking your leg back, looking over your inside shoulder. To come out, you're gonna step over with your outside leg and then inside leg, and there's your attitude. Nice, beautiful. All right, now let's just go through the regression version on the same side as well before we go onto the other side. Now with your regression, instead of swinging your outside leg around, all you need to do is place your outside ankle onto the pole. This way, you're not gonna be too confused with sort of placement of your leg. All you need to do is kick your leg back, your inside leg back. So, starting off with your ankle on the pole, inside hand up, outside and across, push yourself forward, and then kicking your leg back and making sure that you look over your inside shoulder. And coming out. Well done. So there's your two different variations. So either your progression version, swinging your outside leg around, or your regression, which is placing your ankle onto the pole. Let's try it on the other side. So with your progression and regression. So I'm gonna start off with the progression first. So swinging your outside ankle all the way around, placing it on the pole, looking over your inside shoulder, kicking your inside leg back. Coming out by stepping out with your outside leg and then inside leg. Wonderful. Alrighty, let's try our regression. Inside and up, outside and across, outside ankle onto the pole facing your knee out, kick your inside leg back, and kicking your leg back, stepping out, and coming out. Well done. Now, let's go through how to do it on a static pole. Now, with your static pole, same exact concept, but this time you're just going to make sure that you're not gripping onto the pole too hard. Now let me put this on static. It's not going to make much of a difference in terms of entry and also the execution of the trick. The only difference is that you're going to have to swing your outside leg all the way around, so pivoting with your inside leg on the floor. So making sure that you pivot, push your inside leg all the way into the floor. So inside and up, outside hand comes across. You're going to swing your outside leg all the way around, pivot with your inside leg, kick it back, and then swing it all the way down onto the floor. Well done. And then onto your other side. Inside and up, outside and across. Swing your outside leg all the way around, pivot with your inside leg, swing, 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 kick it back. And down onto the floor. Well done. And there is your attitude on a static pole. Now let's go through some tips and common mistakes. First common mistake is your leg positioning. Now with your leg positioning, as I mentioned, if you do get confused, start it from a seated position on the floor. This is going to allow you to make sure that you are in the right leg positioning. So again, your outside leg should be in front of the pole so that your ankle is on the pole. And then from there, you're going to kick your leg backwards. Now, when you're doing this from an aerial position, make sure that you really, really squeeze your back leg. And then you're going to think about really squeezing and looking over your shoulder. Now, once you look over your inside shoulder, which is your top hand shoulder, it's gonna allow you to get into the correct positioning even more. So head positioning is one of those things that's quite neglected. So make sure that you look over your inside shoulder. So you're almost trying to, it's like you're trying to not sniff your armpit. That was terrible, but if that sort of makes sense. Now, there is your leg positioning. Now, if you feel like you are not getting enough grip, then wipe down the pole with methylated spirits, with towel. Make sure you have hand grip. Make sure you have body grip. Now, with your body grip, honestly, all you need for this one is your ankle grip. So make sure you have a bit of grip on your ankle. If you have socks on, it might be a little harder because you need a teeny bit of grip on your ankles. So you might want to take your socks off. If the socks don't interfere, totally fine, but maybe it might be worth trying without the socks. Now with your hand positioning, for your last tip, please make sure that, as always, you are rotating your shoulder back and down, pulling it down. Now when you're doing this inside hand, you should feel the engagement in your lats here and then your shoulder as well. So remember to sort of listen to your body, feel that engagement in your shoulder and then also in your lats. And then pushing out with your outside hand. Now commonly I do see hand coming all the way up here. If you're pulling in your top arm and pulling in your outside hand, then you won't be practicing proper technique and engagement. So make sure you're able to push away in your bottom hand when you're in your attitude. With your leg positioning, when you're hooking your outside ankle onto the pole, bring it up as high as you can. The higher it is, the nicer your shape will look. So say, for example, if my ankle is very low or my outside ankle is very low, what's gonna happen is I'm like in this very vertical positioning. So once you swing your outside leg around, make sure that your ankle is nice and high. And that is gonna make your shape look even prettier. With your inside leg that is kicking backwards, make sure that your knee isn't facing down into the floor. So meaning you want to make sure that your knee is externally rotating out, away, and kicking back. So think of almost trying to kick your toe to your bum. So you really want to squeeze your bum and your hamstring. You should feel that like extra sort of tension in your hamstring. Think about kicking your bum with your toe, knee facing away from you. And that's gonna get into the correct positioning for your inside leg. Now, those were all the tips and tricks I wanted to go through. Now, let's go through some mindset tips for today. You might be feeling sometimes that you might not be feeling motivated to train. Maybe you're having a bad day, maybe you're just having those days that are just not going well, everything's just not going the way you want to, or whatever the reason is. Now, in order to stay motivated, sometimes all you need to think about is your why. Why do you want to do pole? What makes you love pole? What are your goals in terms of pole? Now, once you're able to dig deep, and when I say deep, very deep down into why you love pole and why you're passionate about it, that is what is going to motivate you and drive you to work harder towards your goals. Now, say for example for me, the reason why I love pole and the deep meaning is because pole dancing is what gave me confidence and what shaped me who I am today. Now, it might be a little difficult for you to find that, especially if you're in the very early stages of your pole journey, but have a think about why you love pole dancing so much. Why is it so enjoyable? Is it because it makes you feel strong? Is it because it makes you feel powerful? Is it giving you confidence like it did for me? Maybe once you find that why, you might feel a little bit more motivated to train a little harder and also to feel a little better about yourself and also the reason why you're training today. So go find your why. Thank you so much for joining me in the attitude/sunwheel/sundial tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and I shall see you in the very next tutorial. Bye! Why are you so obsessed with the pole? Baby, do you wanna say hi? Yeah? I'm literally gonna kick you. All right. I'm just gonna have to move Brie for a second. Baby, I'm showing. I love you, but I don't want to hurt you when I'm doing the attitude on static, okay?